And welcome to Obidient Family TV. The program is Hope Alive. Yes, there is hope, and a new Nigeria is possible. Now, good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending on our time zone. Today, a lot is happening, and we are actually excited at the studio as His Excellency Peter Obi is massively welcomed in Kaduna State, and we see so many jubilation as so many people had been talking about the borehole and other things, but today, surprisingly, Peter Obi showed again and again that he can do it, notwithstanding all the talks going on, doing a whopping 30 million naira in Kaduna State today. That will be coming on. And we'll be having a talk again on what His Excellency Peter Obi talked about, this super highway, the 15.6 trillion super highway that Tinubu's led government is leading. We are going to bring his tweet and his mindset on that very particular area, and many other things that is actually going on in the country today that we'll bring before you. And I'm not the only one to do this. I have Divine in the studio.
Welcome and thank you for joining us on today's episode of the live broadcast. Well, I'm particularly excited about this edition. Reports getting to us this evening at the studio is that the FCCP, which is the Federal Consumer and Competition Board of Nigeria, has actually stormed the Chinese supermarkets that we talked about earlier today to actually ask questions about the discrimination against Nigeria. These are the reports that are getting to us, and I think it's really interesting because earlier I had raised the point concerning how the FCCP needed to focus on making sure Nigerians are actually not segregated or discriminated against, instead of going around, and locking up.
Yes, and I noticed that you gave some passion into your talk earlier in the day when you were mentioning all of this. And some people normally say people are not watching Obidient Family TV, notwithstanding that we have other people who are talking about this. But I love the passion that you put into the talk earlier in the day about what the Chinese are doing in Abuja supermarket. I mean, it's very wrong to see other nations like Chinese that are our brothers, that we treat very well in Nigeria, that we accommodate very well in Nigeria to prevent Nigerians from actually gaining access to the shops. Even if they are selling the Chinese, they are the one that open the Chinese restaurants that Nigerians patronize more. And when you go to Chinese restaurants, they are a bit more expensive than the Nigerian restaurants, and we don't mind that. But outrightly banning Nigerians to enter is a criminal offense, in my humble opinion. And I also appreciate the talk about the airline operation, and we expect that the aviation, the NCAA, will take appropriate measure to see that the same shutdown that is happening in Abuja, based on the report we are getting at present, happens also on the aviation sector.
Yeah, from the looks of it, they're actually listening to what we have to say. And so as they had gone around to make sure that they've stormed, at least asked questions. Because, I mean, aside from being very receptive to Chinese people living in Nigeria, they are the ones that actually get the majority of the contracts. We know the CCECC, that's the China Construction Corporation, that is actually very much in use in Nigeria. We use their construction. We do a lot of things with them. And so it's particularly painful to see that they've segregated Nigerians. So I understand that it is necessary that they ask these questions that they're asking. So shout out to the FCCPC, for coming out to, at least lend their voices to this whole thing. And we hope that both the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority probes the situation that happened in France for the 14-hour delay.
As we go ahead with the major news, which has to do with the breaking news of His Excellency Peter Obi, let me remind this protection board in Abuja that we have not heard from them about the people who are actually in charge of these supermarkets. The report that are coming there is sketchy about just locking up, but we need to know those people who are actually operating this very supermarket to know what actually gave them the impetus, whether they think they own Nigeria or Nigeria is owing them, as the case might be, for them to say Nigerians cannot visit a store, a shopping mall in our own fatherland. That is not going to happen. Okay, let's get into this. You know, people has been talking so much, Divine, about His Excellency P2B's borehole. As a matter of fact, there is somebody who, you know, posted in X handle that the borehole that P2B did barely 2 weeks ago is not functional. Right. But surprisingly, P2B killed all that their you know, social media brouhaha that they want to bring by being in Kaduna the same day they are raising these issues and actually donating 30 million. Right. This is it where whether he said it's Satafa Belewa of Ilorin, whoever that is, he said I was able to locate this donation or P2B in my locality. Since he left, the water has stopped flowing. He said, Malam Sane Atahiru. Maybe this is a quote from this person. What do you have to say about the Nanu water project? Well, surprisingly, P2B has shown them what he wants to talk about, because now he has done what is just more than the borehole. You understand? Right. Because we know in the budget, borehole cost about, is it 100 and something million naira?
184 million.
84 million naira for one borehole. Mm-hmm. So P2B has done that, and then today again 30 million. And let's see also, we have reactions from our people. This is Malam Jabir, who says His Excellency at P2B donated 30 million naira today in Kaduna and still donating. He keeps doing it again and again, and this is massive love. If you see the joy of the people, just like different places where you see this, you see this here, this Malam Jabir, who said, while online vuvuzelas are still, is it vituperating all over timelines with Renault's wishful thinking. That is that we know. We'll get to Renault later. He said P2B is currently in Kanu, and these are Kano State students. Well, we know that P2B is in Kaduna today donating 30 million. But what is really striking and what is giving us joy here is that so much talk about this is so little that P2B is doing. Oh, he has done a borehole that is not functional. Oh, this. And he silenced them. They think that they will subdue him. They are going to make him feel bad that, oh, I'm not going to support the people of the north. Right. I'm not going to support the Kaduna. He went back to the same Kaduna state. Right. And lo and behold, 30 million.
Well, I think it's really, really interesting. Particularly, I have something to say to the people who are like, oh, the borehole stopped working. And I'm starting to think maybe at some point they are not getting what it is. P2B does not make boreholes particularly. He's not a plumber or some kind of an engineer, right? So basically, the most he can do is give money to have the project done. And if after commissioning the project, the people involved or the people whose community these boreholes are situated at don't actively put in the work in the sense of having generators or managing it to bring water, then of course water will not run, because P2B is not some kind of propeller that is going to bring water from the ground for them. So I just think that they are just, you know, apportioning blames that are really unnecessary, because His Excellency P2B. I
think certain people that that wants their voices to be heard, that is what we do. But go to comment section, tell us how you feel, because we are actually very, very happy that this is coming at this hour when all the talks that is happening online on X and other platforms is about inconclusive boreholes and the likes. So what P2B did today and the love that he was shown is very massive. Well, we'll be surprising them with more and more, because we believe that P2B will continue to be doing good wherever he goes. That is the kind of person he is. And again, we noticed earlier today that P2B also explained certain things as concerning the posts. He did speak to Nigerians his mind on this particular super project road construction they want to do, that they told Nigerians is going to happen between 4 years and 8 years. However, P2B has envisioned that that project will go between 20 to 30 years. And I'm going to bring you what P2B did say. Let's have the tweet of what P2B said. But what is your take on this? Because this very particular project, you know, it has been hyped over time. The Ministry of Work, the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, came to Arise TV, talked so much about this. Several people has also criticized why this project should be now, but P2B was very explicit on his tweet today and talking to Nigerians about what he disagrees with the Tinubu cabinet and Tinubu-led government about this very particular project. So before we get to the tweet, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, basically, I just want to commend His Excellency P2B for being very vocal, because amidst all the naysayers and people who are always coming out to, you know, misconstrue his good intentions, I think it is particularly, you know, applaudable that he actually comes out every time to say what he has to say, not minding the fact that he's in the eye of public scrutiny, right? And so I particularly think that it is really nice that what he has had to say about it. He particularly said, I've closely followed the comments and developments arising from the coastal Lagos-Calabar Superhighway project. While I'm hesitant to engage in contentious debates about its benefits, which I acknowledge, and the pricing, which I have serious concerns about and believe should be thoroughly reviewed, I am compelled to raise essential questions about the timing and prioritization of such monumental venture. At the forefront of my concerns is the pressing issue of numerous uncompleted roads scattered across the country, many of which have become hazardous death traps and security risks. It is disheartening to witness the plight of innocent Nigerians who traverse these dilapidated roads under perilous conditions, vulnerable to kidnappers and other dangers. Most of these roads, vital for economic growth, regional connectivity, and overall development, have been under construction for several years, if not decades now, and are unlikely to be completed anytime soon due to poor and unplanned funding. Some of these roads in various zones include, he listed Northwest Abuja Kaduna Road, Zaria Kanu Road, Sokoto Funtua Zaria. He basically named a lot of it, and you can just head to his X handle to see the details of it. And then after noting all of these, he also proceeded to say that Osun State Border Road, Oba Newi or Kija Road, he just made a very, after all, they asked if it was statistics.
He enumerated all the roads that needs to be dealt with. And of course, I mean...
he basically ended by saying it will not be enough for serious work to go on just all the critical roads, some of which are enumerated above, let alone their completion. So why embark on another huge project that will not be completed in the next 20 or 30 years? To do so will only exacerbate the problem of abandoned and uncompleted projects that are not contributing to economic growth and overall development. He proceeded to say that it will merely worsen our already sagging debt burden, given the state of our economy now. Prioritizing and fiscal discipline should be our critical guiding principles now. Therefore, while acknowledging the potential benefits of the coastal superhighway infrastructure, I urge prioritization of our existing uncompleted projects. We must allocate resources towards repairing and completing existing infrastructure, crucial for the well-being and safety of our society before embarking on new projects. No matter how perceived their benefits are, let us prioritize the urgent needs of our people and ensure that our investments serve the collective good of the nation. In any development formula, the primary focus should be on completing and rehabilitating existing infrastructure rather than embarking on colossal new projects that may never reach completion within the next 30 years. That is coming from
colossal new projects. Right. That is what it is. And that very vision of 20 to 30 years, it might even exceed that, because we know how these things run in Nigeria. So we can see all of this and we see where it's coming from. But again, Divine, you have, you know, bringing all these things out. Also, we advise people to go to the X handle of His Excellency P2B to see how he enumerates all the roads. It means he has taken his time to check out all the bad roads that are not motorable and all of that. And they're saying, let's go and get them repaired before we jump into all of this. But before we go any further, let me also bring to your attention this Tinubu-led government face-off on fraud and and the transparency that is not equitable, that is not okay on this. In a country yearning for infrastructural development, this Lagos-Calabar Highway project was initially held as a transformative endeavor. However, the surrounding transparency and secrecy behind the selection of the contractor ignited a free storm of scrutiny, pitting public trust against the promises of progress. That's what happened. At the heart of the controversy is the 15.6 trillion budget earmarked for the project, a staggering investment in Nigeria's future connectivity. Spearheaded by the Tinubu administration, with David Umahi at the helm of the Works Ministry, expectations were sky high, only to be met with a flurry of questions about procedural integrity and the potential for corrupt practices. The choice of High-Tech Construction Company Limited, owned by Gilbert Chogri, a known personal friend of Chief Bola Tinubu, without a public bidding process in particular, is alarming. The opacity of this selection process is a direct challenge to the principles of transparency and fairness in public procurement as covered by the Nigerian Bureau of Public Procurement, BPP. Moreover, Umahi's dual role as both advocate for the contractor and public official is troubling. His public endorsement of high-tech capabilities without a transparent evaluation process have led to increased public skepticism. Nigeria are left to wonder whose interests are being served. Those a few well-connected individuals or the collective future of this nation is a question. How did the Lagos-Calabar Super Coastal Highway project Minister of Works David Umahi had earlier in September of 2023 informed the country that Nigeria will not spend a kobo in this project, turned to cost the country trillions of naira? He said we're not going to spend money. According to Umahi earlier then, the awarded company will fund the project under PPP, which is the public-private partnership with build, operate, and transfer arrangement. That is what he said. It's also worrisome that the Bureau of Public Procurement is yet to say anything on why the project was not publicly bidded as expected by law. Observers are worried that this anti-corruption organization, which is this EFCC created for issues like this, is busy chasing those that spread money during social events, why issues of corrupt practices is raised in the tune of 15-point-something trillion. And you know what is also amazing about this divine is, even when this guy, what is his name, pleaded guilty, Bobrisky pleaded guilty, and then we have chief priest, Cubana chief priest. You know what I thought about this? Let me digress a little from this coastal highway thing. You know what I think? What I think is that EFCC is actually leaving their statutory duty of chasing the people who are actually dealing with financial crimes. Yeah. How is spreading money a financial crime? At most, I know that in CBN Act that that is punishable. It's a crime, yes, but the work of EFCC is not to be chasing people who are spreading money. It is not their work. Why do I say so? Because EFCC just go to their statute, check the meaning, check the act, and check what it says about them, what their job is. Financial, economic, and financial crime. Who is responsible? If I am throwing money on you, is it to enrich me? Because the law is really about you getting yourself enriched with public funds. You understand? Right. Now, if it's about the abuse of naira, that has to deal with CBN Act, which entirely is the police that needs to deal with it. Right. I don't know if you're getting my point.
I totally get your
point. So, EFCC should face the people that are committing economic and financial crimes. Like this one that is about to happen, let them go and question is happening in all these places.
Right.
And then the CBN should, use the Nigerian police to track the people who are abusing Naira and prosecute them according to the Act, according to the CBN Act.
Well, particularly the fact that EFCC means Economic Financial Crimes Commission already tells us or gives us an insight or oversight into what it is that their functions are. But I have a question for, I think it's ICPC. There's another body, an independent, it's called Independent and Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, right? And so I'm thinking they've been in the shadows, right? It's almost like EFCC is covering for every other, thing that is going on, but there are bodies that were set up that were meant to investigate other crimes like this, and I'm expecting maybe the ICPC, they're missing in action. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say, because we're seeing right in there are rules to things like this, like at least there should be some kind of public bidding, because we're talking 15.6 trillion naira road, right? And then you just award it without telling us you just wake up one day without, and mind you, this is not your personal money. You can decide to give whoever you want to give, right? And nobody will question you. But this is taxpayers' money that you're intending to use to build such a very huge project. And I think it is important that at least the least you could have done was to make a public bidding process whereby you know that, okay, you know what, these people are bidding, and see if there's a way we can subsidize the money that we're getting, because you just woke up one day after going from saying that is free and that these companies are going to pay for it,
giving his friends
and now you give it to your friends, and it's just the owner of this high tech is actually the owner of the biggest city in Lagos, which is Eco Atlantic too, and so Chief Tinubu has business interests in all of this, so we see why it makes sense that is actually given to him. Yeah, so
we're going to talk CPC later and the issue about this money abuse. We're going to talk about it, but currently, let's concentrate more on this 15 point something trillion. Now, you know that, let me even ask, is EFCC so incapacitated on this issue due to the fact that the chairman was appointed by Chief Bola Tinubu and the company awarded the controversial contract is owned by also Chief Bola Tinubu's friend? That is a question for EFCC to answer. The National Assembly get their own myself. The National Assembly, empowered by law to oversight this federal executive arm of the government, is behaving as if they are part of the executive, and the development has moved the conversation around the project to the citizens, where National Assembly is now helpless observers in a matter that ought to be on their table. Right. National Assembly should be talking about projects that is going to, do you know the towns that this is going to pass? Mm-hmm. It's going to pass through most of their constituencies. You understand me? Right. And they are supposed to be talking about that. Where is that money coming from? Who is this company? What is the bidding process? But nobody is talking about that in the National Assembly. This development should worry the government and the persons on the Chief Bola Tinubu, who has been faced with corruption accusation even before he was elected, before he was selected in Nigeria. The absence of publicly available feasibility studies, environmental impact assessments, and detailed project plans only compounded this very issue we are talking about. These elements are fundamental to any project of this scale, very large scale, ensuring that it is not only viable but also sustainable and in the public's interest. To navigate out of this quagmire, the Tinubu-led government must embrace a course correction centered around transparency, accountability, and instituting a transparent bidding process open to both local and international firms with proven track records. That will be a step in the right direction. A word is enough for those people at the executive and also at the National Assembly. Furthermore, publicly releasing all project-related documents, including environmental impact assessments, that will demonstrate a commitment to environmental and social governance. The establishment of an independent oversight committee, possibly with representatives from civil society, industry experts, etc., could provide the much needed assurance that the project is being executed with the highest standard of integrity. That we do. And then this same Calabar highway project, with its potential, as they say, to revolutionize the transportation in Nigeria, stands at crossroads. It can either become a landmark achievement in Nigeria's infrastructure development or a cautionary tale of missed opportunities and unfulfilled promises. And that is where His Excellency P2B is coming from. And that's why he looked at it from the 20 to 30 years and saying, this is not sustainable. This is not what we need right now. Right. What we need right now is go and deal with the roads that connects Abuja to Okene, the roads that connect Okene to Abo. Go and connect these roads that are death traps where our people are dying. That is what His Excellency P2B is deepening. Yeah, you know. So I think your mother do muhimu. I don't dey talk since.
Well, particularly, I just wanted to raise the point about the fact that what His Excellency P2B said, the fact that it's not a very sustainable project, because we have, for example, Landmark Beach Resorts is actually standing on the way of this project. So for this project to actually come into fruition, we'll have to clear this someone's investment, not just Landmark Beach Resort has obviously been there for like years, right? Growing up in Lagos and knowing all of that. But the point is, this is somebody's investment that is going to be cleared. And I expect some level of, meticulousness if you're going to embark on something that's going to affect the life of the public that much, because a lot of people's buildings and investments and roads and houses are going to be demolished just so we're able to get this through. So if you're going to do something like that, I think they're being very rash with the execution of this project, because they are not talking about the nitty-gritty of this project. People's means of livelihood are actually going to be scattered and demolished, and we're not talking about, if you're going to do something like that, there should be some kind of compensation or how you plan to do this. But now you're just going to stand up one day without proper planning, without thinking about the repercussion. It's just similar to what they did when they removed fuel subsidy without thinking about the repercussions, and just wake up and say, you know what, we're going to do something really big, and you just want to get the whole praise for saying you're embarking on such a project. This kind of project, you need to actively plan for them. You don't just wake up one day and just award the contract, because aside from the money that is going to be used, the fact that it is huge, there are also people's lives and businesses that are going to be affected by this coastal road, and you need to plan for a means to compensate them so you don't drive them to abject poverty or starvation.
Well, I think a word is enough for the wise. The path towards restoring public trust and ensuring the project's success actually lies in unwavering commitment to transparency, accountability, and inclusive governance. So for we will always tell you what is happening and how we want that to go. This project is not what Nigeria needs now. However, if they want to go about it, we have stipulated a whole lot of things that should be done so that inclusivity and bidding process will be made known. And National Assembly should also do the needful. So that is all. But if you want to know more about what P2B talked about this, please do not hesitate to go to the X handle of His Excellency P2B so that you can get all the gist of all the roads where they need. He has articulated where they need to go and get the works going so that those places stop being death traps to our daily road travels, and also where becomes not just a death trap, but where kidnappers hide and then grab the people who are traveling because they had to slow down at that very point. But again, congratulations to Obidient, as His Excellency keeps doing good wherever he goes. He always comes out and bails all out. All of us, he will come and bail us out. We have the other day, what do they call, Reno Mokri going in with Sheung on his podcast, talking some sort of nonsense. But at the same time, that one will come, we are going to talk about it. We don't have more time, but we are going to flog him really on that. Several things he said, we are going to take him up on that because our time has gone. But again, I want to finally use this opportunity to thank all the Obidient family members who showed up yesterday in their numbers for the virtual Zoom meeting we had yesterday. It was very good hearing the questions coming out from you guys and the effort that all of you are putting in place in your different local government to make sure that the grassroots structure we are talking about is put in place in all the local governments in Nigeria. So kudos to all of you in Edo State, Cross River, Delta, Kaduna State. Yes, I saw Amos Sani did so well today, had to come out with their certificate again. So please do join the Obidient Family Cooperative Society wherever you are watching us right now. Please, if you no longer get notifications for Obidient Family, please go back and initiate those buttons, because we realized the last time when we were hacked, a lot of our people said they are no longer getting notifications. They don't even know when we go live again. So please, as you're watching us right now, do like, subscribe, and also set your notification button so that whenever Obidient Family is live, you'll be notified that we are back talking. And very soon we'll be talking all about the Obidient Family Cooperative Society. That structure, the organic structure, framework of the Obidient movement is happening across the federation. We have already over 40 local governments that are registered within a space of 2-3 weeks now, and we're expecting that all the other local governments, all the support groups in various local governments, come join us in the Obidient Family Community Platform that is actually at the description of this very broadcast, and also at the comment section you will find it. Just click on the link and join the community. And when you join the community, if you don't understand what it means for the structures on those local governments to come on, you will be notified, and whatever questions you want to ask will come up. Obedience must take back what belongs to Nigeria, because Nigeria is ours and we all believe that a new Nigeria is possible. So if you do believe out there that a new Nigeria is possible, then click that link, join the community of the well-meaning Nigeria and the Obedience in building the structural base of the Obedience in all local governments in Nigeria. It's happening now. Join us to create a new Nigeria that will...
Well, I just particularly wanted to say we have like 65 people on the live right now, so I just wanted to appeal to us if we can all put the thumbs up button, because that way we get to amplify our voices. And you know, if 64 of us can just drop a thumb up, you know, the people that are not getting notifications, maybe it will help them to start getting notifications. So yeah,
yes,
thank you.
And that is part of us telling you again, in the last 1 week, the Obidient Family TV broadcast, this very channel was hacked, if you notice. If not, that's why the notifications are not going on, and we're being notified. Because of that hack, many of our people are not in there. They are no longer listening, and some of us, even in diaspora, reached out to us to inform us that notifications are no longer coming. So the more likes and the more shares that we get, the more people we know that Obidient Family is still or is back fully on. But please, finally, as we want to go, please and please, do join the Obidient Family Cooperative community. Just click on that WhatsApp platform and join us. If you don't like it, of course you can exit, but I will assure you that that is the beginning of the structure of the Obedience from the grassroots. Every local governments are part of this. Until tomorrow when we come your way again, bye for now.
Kaduna, he went into Kaduna and donated 30 million naira. Just watch the reaction of the next generation that Peter Obi is building, irrespective of their state of origin.